It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' leader at quarterback, as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Raiders and the Dolphins on Monday Night Prime Time.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Tonight we put a bow on Week 15 with a good Monday night matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And right away, he lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
So here are the Dolphins now with excellent field position to start things out. And leading the charge, we get a look at their 6th-year quarterback.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
Following the fumble recovery, Watkins. And the catch made, it's Patton.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points.
Now receiver in motion left.
And they'll try the option on first and goal.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. It's their quarterback. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Dolphins are on the board first here in Vegas. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They had to fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jerome Baker make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. He'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now back to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Taken in at the 11. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things. But winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 15 yards is the pickup. Starting very nicely. First down.
Rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Straight ahead is Hall. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line.
Hall again.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago.
20 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders nothing.
It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half.
And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run.
Tyler Bass set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
And still 2nd quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their 1st touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Pulled in at the 24. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Dolphins getting set to go here.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them. And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now here's the option play going left. Now a first carry for their fullback. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
To throw on 2nd down. Watkins. This one is caught. It's Patton. He'll get it inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On first down, he'll drop to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Paul on a give up the middle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Let's go now.
They'll run with Hall. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short game.
2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Watkins. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Watkins. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Raiders have recovered.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone. He's hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this 1st half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the visiting Falcons who were able to come away with the victory. Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Ken Walker, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Josh Palmer, a touchdown catch in the victory. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that 1st half for Miami. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the 2nd half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the 2nd half gets started.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
The Dolphins take over first.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter.
Here we go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
2nd half starts with a run by Hall.
And he'll he'll be tackled at about the 35. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
A handoff for Hall. Taken down at the 42.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. Watkins fighting through pressure. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watkins. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on 1st down. Watkins. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Hall.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Watkins Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Bass on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. Finding room at midfield. Down the right sideline. Inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays, give us a break, back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Their lead down from 21-14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter.
Let's go now.
Now Hall to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down. Get to the fourth quarter. Try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Slot man moves right. They'll run with Hall. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. It'll be a pickup of 4, and the Dolphins are going to get a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And the slot man goes in motion left. To throw on 2nd down. Watkins. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 42. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Here's a give to Hall. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Ball again on second down.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
86 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the Nuggets go on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. Leading the fourth quarter, this is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
Off play action. Watkins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Raiders are right back in this football game.
Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for Josh Jacobs, incomplete. Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun, eluding the pressure right. And he comes back with one. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter.
After review of the play, ruling on the field
So
is
that
reversed.
overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Now a throw here to his running back.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
First down now with that clock rolling. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Back to throw again. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed in a tight game like this. They're going to take a good, long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So that drives 7 plays in length. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And the Dolphins are indeed going to get this, and that should all but do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll go again with Hall. A nice little juke. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll try to run with Hall. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. The quick slant caught. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that would just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
So it's a win for the Dolphins here, and it was all thanks to the play of their veteran quarterback.
Yeah, and he did it with both his arm and his legs. You talk about a dual threat. How about this headline? 2 touchdowns passing, 2 more rushing. They just couldn't find a way to slow him down.
So for the Dolphins, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.